Hi, I'm Diana Mins Chen, and I am making this video to answer Emma's question. And her question was how to connect to our higher selves. So I think first, what I'd like to do is to define the higher self. So Archangel Michael has taught me since 2012. He has taught me and taught other people about our higher selves and souls. Our higher self is part of the soul. So this is our definition of the higher self. All right. Other people may use those words in different ways, but this is how we use them when we teach workshops about the soul. And I will talk about the workshops that are going to become available in the fall and the spring, the fall of 2024 and the spring of 2025. Now, so let's get to the definition. I'm looking at my notes here, guys. All right. So I give you all the good information. So your higher self is the lowest vibration of your soul. Your soul has different levels. Michael has taught us the anatomy of the soul. And you can read more about this, kind of the real definition of it in our book, Know Your Soul, Bring Joy to Your Life, which is on Amazon. And I'll put the link in the description of this for you. So your higher self is the lowest vibration of your soul. It's not that hard to get to. You need to expand your energy field in order to touch in on your soul. You're always consciously connected to your soul. So when you go to connect to your higher self, all right, your higher self is just there. It's inside of you. It's all around you. So it's about developing a very clear, conscious connection with your higher self. Your higher self contains all incarnational information, all information about the cycles your soul has had. And so if you want to have some information about a particular lifetime, you go into your higher self and you allow yourself to connect and then allow yourself to tap into that. I'll get to the steps on how to do that in a minute, but back to the definition of your higher self. So now it's been my experience that when I channel Lady Diana, that's the affectionate name for my higher self that people that I work with gave her. She's like this kind of capsule looking energetic component in my higher self. And I go this way because that's how I've sensed it clairvoyantly. And when I connect to that lifetime that I've had in England, I fill up with her persona, Lady Diana's persona, and I speak with a very light British accent. And my higher self knows a lot more than I do. You know, it's at a frequency where there's more knowledge, certainly more knowledge. Now, here is where you can ask questions. So once you develop a strong conscious connection with your higher self, you can start to ask questions, things about your life. And your higher self will be the part of your soul that can answer those kind of questions. You know, questions like, should I take more vitamin C today? You know, is it a good idea to do this for my spouse? You know, questions like that. That's what I mean by mundane. Now, how do you do this? How do you connect with your higher self? So I'm going to go through the points. First off, focus meditation. Focus means you get your mind to focus on one thing when you meditate. Perfect example, your breath. You breathe in and out, you allow the breath to go, and your mind is aware of that. And when your mind wanders off, you bring it back. And you try to catch your mind wandering off as soon as you can. And doing that action, notice your mind wanders, bring it back. That's very important. And as you do it more and more, your mind will settle. It'll get more used to not wandering. It takes practice, but meditation is a cornerstone from my point of view for developing relationship with your soul, developing relationships with the spirit world, whether you're a channeler or a medium. All right. meditation is very, very important. It also builds your psychic ability. And how do you sense guidance? How do you sense the conscious connection with your higher self? It's through your psychic abilities. The psychic abilities that are most open to you, most developed, is how you receive guidance from your higher self. Second point in how to connect to your higher self, positive intention. You have the positive intention that you're going to connect to your higher self. Your higher self, again, is not as expanded as it's more expanded than energy field. All right. You just have to do the meditation, and meditation or even prayer will start to expand your energy field. And if you have, along with that, the intention of connecting to your higher self, chances are you'll start to connect to your higher self. How you discern your higher self is up to you. It's how you take in things at the psychic level. All of us have different senses of our higher self. That's very normal. Think of it, think about it. If your soul has had all kinds of different incarnations, maybe there was a whole chunk of incarnations that you had in Egypt, or that you had, in Lebanon, or that you had in France, or you had in Canada, or wherever, and so, you might go to that and, start to, to sense all of that inside of you as a knowing or seeing or hearing or feeling. Surrendering to your higher self is very important. Now, I made a video before on the 4 elements of surrender. It would be a very good idea for you to go to that video and to watch it. Watch it more than once. All right. And the 4 elements of surrender, again, it increases your ability to let go, to surrender. And that's what we have to do to connect with these vibrational things, our higher self, our soul, the spirit guides, our spirit guides, those loved ones who've passed. All right. 4 elements of surrender, very important for you to listen to in our video. Now, you also want to be aware when you connect to your higher self, you're going to be connecting through your top chakras. That's where you're going to get whatever psychic guidance your higher self wants to give you. When you first start to build your relationship with your higher self, it's very important not to go back and forth and ask questions and get answers, because it can get confusing, and you can start to not really realize you may be answering your own questions, your personality self instead of your higher self. You as human answering the questions instead of you as a higher self. So what you want to do at the beginning, until you really get the hang of surrendering, is to have the conscious connection to your higher self. So you've done the preparation, right? You've been doing the meditation, you have the positive intention, and now you're just letting go into your higher self. You're surrendering into the energy of your higher self. And then your higher self comes in a streaming. If it's going to give you guidance on any of the psychic levels, it's going to come into a streaming into your top chakras. And that's where you just let it happen. You let it come in and you receive. So the energy is coming from your higher self into your top chakras. There's not the energy of your mind going into your higher self. All right. There's one direction with the energy. For those of you who are energy workers, you look for the energy coming to you up into your top chakras. Yeah, that's the energy flow. Of course, you will get better as you practice. And, you can also get with a teacher who can sense that you're in your higher self. Now, Michael and I have practiced doing this over the years, and we're pretty good at it. So, if you take one of our soul workshops, it will help you to know when you're in your higher self. So you build that conscious connection, and you actually build the confidence. Oh, I'm in my higher self. When I'm in my higher self, I feel this, or I see that, or I hear this, or I know that. All right. Now, our soul workshops, we have one we're teaching on September 26, 2024, and that's for Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp. So we're teaching a soul workshop that night. It's a Thursday. Then also the Open Heart Channeling School, which is Archangel Michael and my channeling school. We have the fall series of workshops coming up October and November this year, 2024. And so we're going to be teaching how to connect consciously to your soul, and your higher self is definitely a part of that. So you might want to check that out. And then in the spring 2025, we'll be teaching for Lily Dale Assembly. Lily Dale is a spiritualist camp, and we're going to be teaching a soul workshop also for them. Now, how can you be notified about these workshops? Well, you can always go to our website, and I'll put that link in the description. And also, what was I just thinking? Also, you can subscribe. All right, subscribing is very important. So it will give you our weekly update, which comes to you on Mondays, and the weekly update tells you all the great stuff that we'll be offering. And sometimes we have free prayer groups. Every month we have free prayer groups. We have a Monday night healing. There's different things we offer, and of course, paid for events too. So you want to subscribe, go to my website, scroll down and see if the bottom of the webpage, it has the form to fill out. Fill it out with your name and your email address, and you'll get our notifications once a week. All right. All right, everybody. I hope that made sense to you. Take care now. Bye.